What is going on, traders? Hope you guys all had a great day today. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the trades we ended up taking on Friday, as well as today, as well as preparing you guys to trade the best setups at the best prices. Let's get into it. So let's start off with Friday. I was unable to make a video on Sunday, had a computer issue, but we're back, right? We're back. So on Friday, we had a make or break it level at 607.97. This was the last gap to fill on SPY. We knew that everything was bullish, right? But if SPY were to do a U-turn, it was going to be at this level. First thing in the morning, we ended up taking a quick snipe trade. I ended up catching a quick snipe trade, and then I ended up entering again. And as soon as we had this big move, I just stopped out, right? And I told the entire Discord, avoid puts until we reject 608, okay? And if you wanted to try puts one more time, 609.75. This trade was you're wrong once, right? We got puts. If we're wrong, we switch to calls because it's an empty pocket straight to 609.75. I decided not to take the calls because look at this. It was just like 30 minutes of just chop. I didn't like it to switch sides, and I didn't get that retest of 608. I decided to sit out. What ended up happening? The same key level that we tried, right? It didn't work out. Cool. So we're not chasing puts. A lot of the people in our community ended up buying puts here. I personally didn't, but obviously in hindsight it was beautiful. I just told everyone, wait till this level. So look what happens. We were wrong here. We don't touch puts. We don't touch puts. We don't need to be in here. We don't need to be in puts here. We don't need to be in puts here. We broke out of 608 on the retest. We retested it, rejected. This is where we got puts. And look what happened. We ended up dropping all the way down to this morning. Where did we open this morning? Around the 592 level. Okay? So you're talking about a 15-point drop, and almost a 15-point drop from the highs to the lows of just waiting for the confirmation. Like I said, I was telling everyone, we do not need to try puts just because we're extended. Everything's bullish. You only get puts once we reject 608. And look what happened. We broke through it, retested it, dumped. Okay? So that was Friday's trading day. Now, let's go to today. Obviously, the market ended up opening very, very much down, right? We had a big sell-off, and look what happened, okay? We had the biggest level to be watching. It was 591.65. This was the last gap in the range we're currently trading at. So as soon as we opened in the morning, we did not end up touching the gap. So guess what? As soon as we broke over 594, I'm going to show you on the 1-minute chart because it doesn't look like a big move, but these moves were absolutely massive. So we came up, snipe puts, came up again, hit 594 puts, rode this thing all the way down, okay? We came back up here. I told everyone this is where you're supposed to be buying puts. This is a great level. It's retesting the previous floor of this morning's trading session, right? Ended up making a lower high, and we dumped. And then we ended up re-entering. I re-entered on this candle. The 30-minute candle was a shooting star candle. Extremely, extremely bearish candle. We ended up getting these puts, 592 puts, sold these deep in the money. We knew to be out of puts at 590.67 because if we're shorting, we're always making sure we're getting our position at the next area of a bounce. And look exactly what happened. This was straight news, right? This move was just news with Trump and Mexico and the tariffs, guys. So if you ended up losing money on this trade, don't worry about it. But this is why you always have to be prepared with stop losses, because the news ended up ripping 5 freaking points, and we ended up going from the low of this morning to the high over 10 points, $10 on SPY. Okay, so what is the next trade we're looking at? Let's go to the 5-minute chart. I'm going to show you. So, right, if we zoom out, my chart's a little messy, but look where we ended up rejecting from. It's probably easier in the 30-minute. Look at the 600 level, right? Massive psychological level, resistance. Look left, support. Look more left, support. Look more left, resistance, right? Follow this level. Resistance, hold it, support, big upside. 600 is a massive, massive psychological level. Now, what is the game plan for the rest of the week? The market is very volatile. When you see VIX over $19, you're going to see massive moves on the stock market. I have been preaching this. I actually wanted to get VIX puts this morning's low, but I honestly, everything was so bearish, I just didn't like it, right? I thought we were able to get this drop within time. We probably still will at 582s, but I ended up missing that. I made all my money today on puts, believe it or not. Had a great day for myself, doubled my daily goal. Very, very happy, right? So the next setups that we're watching. So we got the 600, okay? Now let's go back. Look at the support that we have at 596.50. I told the Discord, avoid puts above 596.50. As soon as we ended up ripping up, I told everyone, do not short this until we're back under 596.50. And if you look at the 30-minute time frame, every single candle ended up holding this level as a support. So moving forward to tomorrow, we got 600. If we reject 600, we're going to drop 4 points to 596.50. Okay, that's going to happen. If we end up holding 600 as support, it's going to be 2 free points to fill Friday's gap, right? I'm not bullish or bearish. I want the market to go down, right? Because I really want to get VIX puts and I really want to get calls. And I also want the market to go up because I'm able to scalp previous supports, right? It's just super easy, guys. It's when you don't have anything attached to overnight trading, you wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, right? You're happy. You didn't lose any money while you're sleeping. You're in control of your money at all times. This is why I love not swing trading. I only swing trade if it's the best level possible. So 600 support. If we end up opening up, guys, mid-range, 601, let this thing drop. Or if we hold just 600 in general, I'm going to hit puts. I'm going to hit calls to the gap, Friday's gap, 601.82. After that next stop, 603.05. If we hold the gap, it's going to be another full point up. Now, let's look at if we end up rejecting 600. Say we get some bearish news coming out, right? 600 and 596.50 are the only levels I'm trading. I'm buying calls or puts at 600, 100%, right? And I'm buying, most likely we'll be buying puts at 596.50 because we just have to retest a bunch of levels that we ended up breaking out of this morning, right? With that big news candle. Nothing is definite, right? We play level to level at all times. The best levels is 596.50. If we reject that, we're dropping 5 points. Okay? This is why 596.50 is your biggest level to be watching on SPY. 600 support. We're going to get calls at 601.82. And this is potential a wicked, phenomenal level to be hitting puts at as well, right? We're still bearish. Even though we had a big up move today, we're still under the previous closing price of last week. So this is what I like to do on a fresh week. I go to the weekly time frame, okay? I mark out the previous highs and the previous lows of the prior week. So we have the highs around the 650.10 level, and we have the lows around the 595 level, correct? Okay, so if we end up losing 595 and you start seeing a lot of resistance at 595, it's going to pull us all the way back down to the 580s, right? Deep 580s. The weekly time frame right now has a beautiful sloping resistance. You can add a nice sloping resistance down here, right? And just put focus until we break out a sloping resistance. But for right now, we're bearish. Technically we have 3 bullish weeks so far, but it's still a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So it's still bearish, and this weekly candle can still flip very, very red. We have an M-shaped pattern. My overall price target is going to be around the 582 level, the open gap that we have on SPY, and this could easily come all the way back down to 569, 570s. In the most bearish case, look at the weekly, right? It doesn't even seem that far-fetched to be able to test this previous resistance up here, right? At the gap. It seems like we're going to. And it also seems like we could potentially come all the way back down to 569. But we use levels. Do not swing trade. There is way too much volatility right now. There's too much uncertainty in the market. Do not swing trade. Wait for the best setups at the best prices. Tomorrow's best setups at the best prices are going to be 600, 601.82 the gap, and 596.50. If we see resistance at 596.50, SPY is going to dump 4 points, right? So that's what I'm waiting for. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to live trade with me tomorrow morning with our community, guys, the link is in the bio. 50% deal happening right now. Use code Canada at checkout, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Take care, guys.